In this video, we are going to talk about how we can use P5 to create a symbol that represents your identity. So the first thing is think about this. We have this shape over here. It is what I would call a complex shape. It doesn't look like just something standard that we could make. I want you to think about it like a puzzle piece. So what different shapes would be needed to make this? How many, what size, and so on. So I personally see like a big ellipse right here. I see a smaller ellipse right here. I see a triangle. I see what looks maybe like another triangle. Maybe like a quad or two triangles. I see what looks like a big rectangle. And this is either like an arc or an ellipse. And I just want to show you that that's exactly how I made it. So I used different shapes that were layered on top of each other to create one single shape. I gave them all the same stroke color, all the same fill color, and so on. So today we're going to talk all about symbols. So just thinking about, have you seen this symbol? What does it mean to you? And here's another one. Now notice in this situation, all of the ones I've just showed you are black and white because so far we haven't gotten into color as a class. Excuse me. You're welcome to use color yourself, but it doesn't have to be. So symbols throughout history have been used to represent elements that are important to a person or to people. So you're going to make a project using shapes we've covered this unit. You're going to layer the shapes to create a symbol that is representative of you. You're going to add comments to the different shapes, and you're going to use fill and stroke to change the colors of the shapes. Here's our rubric. So for algorithms and programming, you'll get an excellent if you create complex shapes that blend together to be one new shape. So you'll see that this looks like a little barbell, and it was made with an ellipse, a rectangle, and an ellipse, but it kind of just looks like one. A good, you create complex shapes, but you can still see each individually. You create separate individual shapes is an almost, and you can't create shapes or change their fill or stroke. For communication, you create a symbol that represents you and provide a detailed explanation in the comments, and you use comments to keep organized. For good, you create a symbol that represents you and but you don't provide an explanation about it, but you still use comments to keep organized. You use some comments to keep organized, but not many for almost, and you don't use comments. My example for you, and this is what you can call it, 1.05 identity symbol. This is mine. This is what I made. It represents like an apple because teaching is a big part of who I am, and then a sun because I try and be like optimistic and forward thinking. So this is where it's at, and I used comments to keep this organized and also provided an explanation. Can't wait to see what you make.